experience. Okay, so now, gentlemen, I need you to watch a video, then we will discuss its content.
Amnesia, also known as amnesic syndrome, is a deficit in memory caused by brain damage, disease, or psychological trauma. Amnesia can also be caused temporarily by the use of various sedatives and hypnotic drugs. Essentially, amnesia is loss of memory. The memory can be either wholly or partially lost due to the extent of damage that was caused. There are two main types of amnesia: retrograde amnesia and anterograde amnesia.
Okay, now let me ask you. Can you figure out the meaning of the word amnesia from the video that you have watched now?
Yes.
Can you figure out the meaning?
Yes.
If you don't, please look the word amnesia. This is the word amnesia. It's the title of our lesson today. If you don't know the meaning, please use your dictionary. Work as a group, please, and look this word up in your dictionary. Yeah, who finished? Vander. Yes, you drew. What's your answer?
The name amnesia, known as medical condition in which subtraumatic or completely loses their memory.
Their memory, okay? It's a good definition. What about you, Ahmed? Have you got
Someone had an accident or fever or disaster and then lost his memory and can't recover it.
That's great. What about you?
It's a medical condition that makes you forget things.
It was wonderful. Yusuf, what about you?
You just can say it's a lost memory.
That's a loose of paper. Okay, that's great. Now, I have some pre-reading questions. Before we go to the text, I need you to check these questions. What are the causes of amnesia? You already watched it in the video. Can you tell me what? Guess. If you couldn't get it from the video, you can try to make a guess. What are the causes of amnesia? Turkey.
A result from damage to brain system.
Okay, that's great. Wild.
Life and endowment, purpose.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, it's a part of physical injuries as well. Okay, what about you? Drugs. Drugs could cause amnesia. It's a new information. That's great. What about you? Accidents or disaster. Okay, what you want to look? I'm sorry? No. I'm not talking about the symptoms of amnesia. We're talking about the causes. Okay, thank you for your trial, Ahmed.
When somebody hit his head.
And somebody his head. Okay?
A virus.
Could be caused by a virus? Are you sure?
I think so.
I don't think so. Okay, let us check together. Number one, physical injuries. Like the example that you already gave, like when you got an accident or so on, or fall from a hard place, or whatever. Okay, the second cause, toxic materials like drugs. Who said drugs? Thank you, yeah, that's great. Toxic materials also could cause amnesia. Traumatic shocks. Traumatic shocks, when somebody goes into some bad time and experiencing some bad memories, he could suffer from amnesia. Okay, gentlemen. Now I need you to focus on your student book. The text that you have here is entitled Unknown White Male. Let us listen to this text. Let us listen to this text and follow in your box. Then I'll ask you to work as groups to answer some questions, okay?
AL-4, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia edition, Unit 2, page 12.
Gentlemen, are you ready? Can we start?
Yeah.
You?
Read. Exercise 2. Read and listen to the text.
Unknown white male. On the 3rd of July 2003, a 35-year-old Englishman called Doug Bruce walked into a police station in Coney Island, New York, and told the police that he did not know his own name. He had woken up a few minutes earlier on a subway train with bumps on his skull and a headache, and had no idea where he was going, where he had been, or who he was. I was scared, he said later, when talking about the experience. I didn't know anything. It was like being in the darkness. Doug went to a police station because he had nowhere else to go. He was wearing a t-shirt, shorts and flip-flops, and he had a rucksack with a few possessions in it, a Spanish phrase book, a bunch of keys, and a map of New York. The police were baffled. "We'd never had anything like this before," says Lieutenant Pete Penner. They sent Doug to Coney Island Hospital. On his name tag, the nurse wrote, "Unknown white male." The doctors were surprised at the severity of his memory loss. Although Doug could form sentences without difficulty, he remembered nothing about his own past, and his general knowledge was very patchy. One specialist at the hospital, Dr. Leonid Vorobiev, admitted that he had only ever seen such serious amnesia in the movies and in my textbooks. Doug was diagnosed as suffering from total retrograde amnesia, which is extremely rare. The hospital authorities would not discharge Doug until he had been identified. Finally, hospital staff came across a phone number scrawled in his phrase book. It was the number of a friend's father. Doug phoned, and when his friend Tom spoke to him, he recognized Doug's voice at once. "Is that you, Doug?" he said. "I don't know," came the reply. Tom went to the hospital, told the doctors who Doug was, and escorted him home. Home turned out to be a stunning apartment in downtown Manhattan, which he shared with 2 dogs and 3 parrots. Doug discovered that he had previously lived in Paris, where he had made a lot of money working at the stock exchange. Apparently, he had got tired of the business world, and so he had resigned and gone to New York to enroll in a 4-year course in photography. Now that Doug had discovered his identity, he had to cope with other challenges. He was worried about meeting his family and friends. They seemed like strangers to him. His sisters told him that he had changed. Before his memory loss, he had been very sociable and outgoing, but rarely showed his emotions. Now he has become much more relaxed and isn't scared of showing his feelings. He's happy with his new life, and his story has now been portrayed on film. An old friend of his, director Rupert Murray, has made a documentary about Doug's extraordinary experiences called Unknown White Male.
Now, as I believe you have read this text very quickly, and that's what we call scanning the text. When you scan the text, it means that you read very quickly, looking for specific answers. So now, You have this in this part, the pre-reading questions here. The pre-reading questions here, we have 3 questions. Number 1, read the text quickly. Which sentence is as in true? So I have to read this 3 sentences and you decide which sentence is true and which sentence is false. You have 1 minute to decide. You have 1 minute to decide. Work as a group, please. Read and decide. If you need any help, you can ask me, okay? Finished? Great. What about this group? Some checking. Yusuf's group? Time out. Time out. Yes? The first sentence. What was your answer?
It's true. The first one.
As true. Do you agree?
Yes.
That's true. What about you?
Yeah.
You agree that's true? What about you? This group? It's true. Okay. What about the next? The second sentence.
False.
Why?
Because he's never remembered his family and his sisters and brothers.
Yeah, the silent dog lost his memory, but later remembered who he was. So you said it's false because he never?
Never remembered his family or his experience or everything.
What do you think?
It's false.
It's false. Why?
Because he didn't remember who he was.
Or what he was doing. What about this group?
False.
Why?
Because he can't remember anything about the past.
Okay. What about you?
He didn't remember his own life.
He didn't remember his whole life. That's wonderful. All of you are correct. What about the third sentence? What about the third sentence? Let's start with this group. This time. Ali. Yeah. It's true. Dog lost his memory, but he has found his family and friends again. It's true or false? True. What do you think? True. True. What about this group? True. That's great. Wonderful. Okay. Now we can move to the second question. In this question, read the text again. Put the events in the order which they happen in Dog's life. Here you have to read the text very quickly again, very quickly, and decide the correct order of the events. You have to decide the correct order of the events. You can use yourself. Everybody, listen to me. Before you read, you can use your dictionary. You can use your dictionary to find out the meanings of new words. Why not get to translate? You have to do this. It's your job, not mine. So, go ahead. Use your dictionary if you need. I'll give you 5 minutes. Put the evidence in the correct order. If you need, I think you need some help. Do you need any help? Huh? Arrange the evidence, please. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Okay. I think. I put 5 marks to the first group to finish. I add 5 marks to the first group to finish. Sure? Okay, just give them 1 more minute. Sure? Okay. What about you? Finish? Okay, gentlemen, time out, time out. Now, let me hear your answers. Please give me the correct order of the events. Yes, Abdullah?
The first,
You can start by saying like E, B, C, whatever. Okay, use the letters. Number 1,
E.
okay,
Number
2,
B.
okay,
Number 3, H.
okay.
Number 4, C.
Please raise your voice, please.
Number 3, number 4, C.
Okay.
Number 5, A.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, I.
Okay.
Number 7, G.
Okay.
Number 8, D.
Uh-huh.
Number 9, F.
Do you agree with this order? You don't agree. That's something different? Okay. What about this group? Do you agree with the order?